I'm on once again with the Great Millstone Camp here in DC, back from another video. First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh, Shimmy, Shad, Shimmy, Gosh, and of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who deserve double honors. I'd like to also send out salutations to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth, aided, of course, by the many videos. Alright, that we put out, really for the edification of the remaining, hopefully elected our people to wake them up. But as I always say, we realize that a lot of you view this as entertainment. We realize that, but you know, some of you may be in a small number. Regardless, we put it out there. Alright, this is the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news report, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use. All right. So what we have here, dealing with everyone's favorite caveman, woodwolves, deviant, pick one. It's these Edomites, these, as it says here in the comments, subhuman Neanderthals, all right? The lowest of the low, the base man. And this is going to be a real short video, but hey, we have a chance like this this is what's underneath the high-priced suits and ties and whatever else the demon wears. The nice houses, the manicured lawns, and pristine neighborhoods. This is what's all underneath that facade. All right, so here we go. This is from, let's see, Commandums 87 out of Atlanta. Ice Age died. He says why.
Man, look at this fool right here, man. Who do shit like this? I see why they accuse y'all of eating kids. If you do some shit like this, bro, you need,
like they say with us, some stereotypes are earned. Who the fuck?
To be watched, bro, like, I don't know, locked in the facility somewhere, bro. That's just disgusting. Man, look at this fool right here, man.
So again, let's look at these comments. Subhuman Neanderthals from the caves. We are not like them. Honoring their wild ancestors. He's just eating his brother. Alright. Y'all move, I got it. Okay. I mean, it's the same as eating sushi. I hope the shark had passed before. No, you saw the games that we're dealing with now.
Who do shit like this? I see why they accuse y'all of eating kids. If you do some shit like this, bro, you need to be watched, bro. Like, I don't know, locked in the facility somewhere, bro. That's just disgusting. Man, look at this fool right here, man.
Games that we're dealing with now.
Who do shit like this?
Oh, we got oh, see? I'm glad this happened because you and I are seeing this together for the first time. Keep saying you're seeing more scriptures, and this is from the GNT. This is Genesis 25 and 27. The boys grew up, and Esau was a skilled hunter, a man who loved the outdoors. But Jacob was a quiet man who stayed at home. Oh, let's see what the reply was on that. A red man, for sure. Facts, sis. Raw dog and a shark is diabolical and satanic. Neanderthal behavior. Let's get some scriptural references to that. Let's go to Job. You know where I'm going, for those who know. Let's find out who we're dealing with here. You get the story of, as it's posted there, Genesis 25th chapter. At the top of that is the death of Abraham, of course, and then you get the story of Isaac and Rebekah. And then it goes down to around 19 where it starts, where she was having trouble because she had twins in the womb. And then on up into 25, it tells you what they were, when they were born. It gives you characteristics of both, as you just read. All right, and go on down from there where Esau sold his birthright. That's what they're really trying to get back now. All this brouhaha is what it's always been about. From that time, in Genesis 25 and 27th chapter, where he was boohooing and crying again because of the blessing that was given to his brother Jacob. And in verse 38 of chapter 27 through 41, where he got the blessing of the sword. And here we are today. He promised that after his father, Isaac died, then he was going to kill his brother Jacob, and he's been doing that ever since then. All right. I encourage you to read that, and also Genesis 36th chapter gives you the lineage with the dukes of Edom. All right. Verse 1, Job 31. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision. Referencing, all right, what I just told you with Jacob and Esau. All right. Whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Why? We know the abuse that you've just witnessed, but what are they also known to do with certain animals? Put it nicely and say have relations with them. Of a sexual nature, of course. This is what they do. All right, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands, all right, profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, because they were in such a low estate, who cut up mallows by the bushes, and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men, the dark nations. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs, clues, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Petra, Mount Seir, where they displaced the Horites. All right. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth, base men. All right, it got shown, this is shame, all right, perhaps rather, all right, through the idea of definite and conspicuous position, all right, is a mark memorial of individuality, all right, base, all right, let's see, what's this one, all right, corruption, ignorantly, for lack of, all right, they will viler, drive away, be viler, all right, but when you usually say something is vile, it's vile, vile, all right, let's get that. There we go. All right. There's the infamous, we'll get it after this, Deuteronomy 23 and 7. Morally depraved, ignoble, or wicked, disgusting, repulsive, are they not? Who has run the porn industry? You gotta understand what Hitler, excuse me, the Austrian painter, what he did in a very short time was drive, all right, his fellow, you gotta put it that way. He got control of that situation over there during the after World War One, mainly during the 20s after he got out of jail. Wrote Mein Kampf. He was telling the story of what was going on, and then during that time period, there was a hotbed of degeneracy. I'm talking about the Weimar Republic. We know it because of the troubles they had with the money, with the hyperinflation and such, but it was so much more. Again, the depravity, the degeneracy that was going on over there. Not only homosexuality, but you had, this gender bender crap going on then. All of that. And again, they were able to, because of what he did, he got, got the nation over there, Germany, back on track after World War One, because they were in such debt, of course. Then you have the issues over there again with the usury. He got rid of all that, and that's why he was able to bounce back in such a short period of time. And these bastards over there, even, it's a whole nother lesson, but while we're on the topic of being vile, this is what he was combating over there. And again, he got it all straight, but of course they twisted everything around as they do, and of course being the ultimate victims. So they were able to extort all kinds of money, and because people, felt such pity for them. And lo and behold, 80 years later, everybody's like, well, that motherfucker was right all along. Go figure. But we're on the Most High's timeline, so and these prophecies have to come to pass when He wants them to come to pass. That's the important thing. Again, disgusting, repulsive, unpleasant, or objectionable. All right, offensive, and they are a very offensive people. Coupled with the fact that they're in charge of the law, as people are witnessing now with these files, Epstein files. Who do you see in handcuffs besides Prince Edward over there in Britain, and you hadn't heard anything else about that? Who else is having to do the perp walk? Yeah, exactly. All you hear is Diddy. Not giving him an excuse or anything, just by comparison to what's been going on that you've read so far in those files, for those of you that are paying attention. Yeah. All right. Now, here's somebody trying to make an excuse for these descendants from these cold climates died. And get the fuck out of here. It has nothing to do with it. This is why they smell like that. Oh man, cave people, cave beast activities. Israel, there you go. I mean, they used to eat people anyway. All right. They used to eat us and each other, the delectable Negro. The real vampires can't stay in the sun and eat everything raw. There you go. Notice he is not black. White fatigue. They animals, man. They don't get sick because they hit that dog in them. Parasites, his guts gone. The real beast, insane asylum is where he belongs. Filthy. Damn. Cave beast behavior again. Cave people at it again. Yeah, I think you get the point. When people are demons. All right, there you go. So, like I said, it's going to be very short, but here we are highlighting Edomite behavior once again in the raw. Yes, unintended. So there you go. I hope whoever views this video has been edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. And once again, I encourage you to remain circumspect. Keep your eyes and ears open, especially in the times we're in and those times to come. So with that, shalom.